Everyone, today is Tuesday, the 13th of September. So doing a weekly outlook. Was going to post it yesterday. However, there really wasn't much price action as of yesterday. I want to see a little bit more on a few pairs. Plus, on a lot of pairs, you also had a pretty nasty market open with some big gaps. You know, I think like EN, I think had like a 70 pip. No, EN had like a huge gap. What was it from here? Yeah, it was like 170 pip gap, like huge gap. So I want to kind of get a bit more price action. Otherwise, you know, the video could just pretty much be invalid if things changed. But we got some really nice setups lining up for this week. All right, so like I said, today's the 13th, so you know we're almost halfway through the month. But so far, you know, it's been a really good month so far, and I feel like you know we're just kind of warming up. A lot of pairs have yet to really do much. Now, obviously, EJ has done an amazing move since last week, giving that bicep, that 1 to 16, beautiful simple price action. Actually looking for possible buys here. Okay, I'm being a little patient on this one because I'm also kind of favoring some pullbacks on JPY pairs. So I am looking for buys from this level. So we are looking for buys from here. If price was to maybe come back down and do something like this, that could give a buy on like the 1 hour. But like I said, being a little patient because I'm looking at other pairs like CAD JPY and GBP JPY at possibly having a pullback. Not like a huge move lower, but a pullback, which means, you know, the first half this week or maybe just this week itself could see a bearish move on JPY pairs as they are correlated. But of course, we'll see. You know, price action could play out differently, and then we could see EJ continue higher. So watch for buys from this level. Another pair, USD Swiss. This is a setup that one of my students shared with me from last week. It's not a pair that I usually monitor, but this is a setup that we were looking at last week. One of my students also kind of brought this to my attention. Because, like I said, not really a pair that I monitor. This is going on to do a 360 pip move for 1 to 14. Like, guys, like it's so easy. If you know what you're looking for and you're patient, it's so easy to make money in this market. So what I'm looking for here, guys, is honestly not really much right now. Okay, if I'm being honest, I really just kind of want to see what price does here. So I'm gonna wait for a lot of price action on USD Swiss to see what it does down here, and then I'll update in the public Discord for you guys. Otherwise, you know, I might just let price pull back up into this 96-200 region, and from there we can kind of figure out if it's going to continue lower or break higher. Okay, this just had a really big move, and it hasn't done a proper sort of retest of this 96-200 level. 96,000 is also right here as well. So we could see a pullback up in here and then like something like this or something like this, for example. So it just depends on how price sort of plays out the first half this week. But I will update on this pair in the public Discord. Euro USD, actually looking for, this is an interesting one. I'm actually looking for buys right now off this pair, but I think this will break lower. Okay, so yeah, I think because just based on the dollar, right? Because again, let me go back to the dollar here. Dollar is doing, it's done sort of like this fake out move here at this 108 level. And something like this will likely mean a push higher, which means EU could be like a fake out right now into like 101,500. So if EU comes back down to here, I'll be looking for buys, but we could see something like this for a move lower. So just sort of depends on how price plays out. Of course, the dollar could always break lower from this level, okay? But because you know, a strong dollar will push down Euro USD, a weaker dollar will push up. Push up Euro USD. You see how we've had this big move up on EU, and then we've had this big move down on DXY because they are negatively correlated. Okay, so something like this would push up the dollar. Sorry, something like that. Something like this on DXY would push down Euro USD, and something like, you know, a break lower here would push up Euro USD. Right, I move lower on the dollar, push up Euro USD. So watching what price does here. Okay, if price can come back and retest this 1,000 level here, sorry, 1,200 level here, then you know we could see a nice buy setup. Just depends on what price plays out. So a little bit more price action needed here. Euro AUD, currently looking for buys from this level. I think this will actually break lower, but again, looking for buys. This right here could give a clean buy setup. If this isn't to play out and doesn't give any buy indication of a buy set up here, then obviously we're always aware of both sides of the market. If that doesn't play out, then obviously we'd be looking for something like this. It just depends on what price action we get today as we move into London and New York. And then the final pair I want to cover is AUD USD. So again, not really much I'm interested in right now. Like I said, with a strong dollar, if we are to get a strong dollar like this, then AU will likely go lower. The reason why we've had this big pull up here is because just like Euro USD, we've had that weaker move on the dollar last week, right? So a strong dollar will push down AUD USD, which means we could see price come back down into here, and then it will either push up from here with a weaker dollar, or it will break lower with a stronger dollar. So we see something like this, or we'll see something like this. All right. Or alternatively, price could always push up into 0.69500 like this, and then we see a move lower from there. Okay. So just right now, our pairs need a little bit more price action, but things are lining up. So what I'll do is, as today's Tuesday, I'm going to continue to update in the public Discord as pairs line up. Otherwise, I'll also have another video out tomorrow on Wednesday for like a midweek update. All right, and then we can sort of see how things are lining up. So things are lining up pretty clean right now. We just need a little bit more. So yeah, another thing I want to cover, guys, is for the calendar this week. So we've had some GBP news this morning, all right, but the main things I want to focus on is we have inflation, core inflation, and CPI all releasing out of the US this morning, and that's going to be at the New York Open. We have Wednesday, tomorrow we have inflation rate from GBP releasing early in the morning at 1 a.m. Central Time. That's about an hour before the London Open. Some AED news, nothing really crazy. And then Thursday, some Euro and some USD news. Again, nothing here that's really crazy. And then Friday, we have some more retail news and some more USD news. So really, the only news we need to be aware of for any change in volatility or manipulation this week is going to be what releases today, and then the inflation rate news at a GBP tomorrow. Otherwise, that's it. So in for a big week as always. All right, nearing halfway through the month. So let's see if we can get some nice trades going. You guys, a lot of you guys, have taken advantage of EJ and just following along with the updates. Okay. So a few of you have asked me to make a video covering risk reward, as that's something you guys struggle with, and I will most likely have that out tomorrow on here for you guys as well. It's a very simple, basic concept, but if you don't get that right, everything else falls apart. So I'll try and get out that quick video out to you guys tomorrow, along with a midweek update as well. That's it for now, guys. As always, keep your risks tight, stay patient in the market, let price come to you, and I will update with you guys in the public Discord.